Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. I'm starting right now, and I need to confirm that everyone is hearing me with no problems. So please, if you don't mind, please, confirm here that you have no problems. Okay. Anybody is following? Hello, guys. Hi, Yusra. Welcome. It's my first time to see you here, so I'm welcoming you. Okay. Do you have any problems with the voice? Everything is okay. You can hear me clearly. Thank you, Mr. Ghassan. So I think there is no problems. I think that I can start immediately. Okay. Thank you, Yusra. Thank you, Mr. Ghassan, and for the other three guys who do not want to interact with me. Okay, so in this session, as you already, I think that you already read this description, we are going to get our hands dirty. In other words, we will get some practical examples of we already discussed in the previous lectures. We were discussing some theoretical, or let's say we were talking about some concepts in Odoo and Odoo framework, and we already discussed how to install Odoo in your local machine for development and on the server for testing and production purposes. If you missed this, there is a live session playlist. You can check it whenever you have time, of course. Also, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel to get the notifications for new live sessions in the future, and make sure that you enabled the bell, which will help you to get the notification by mail each time. Also, do not hesitate to invite your friends to these sessions. It will be useful for those who need to get more and deeper knowledge about Odoo development. Okay, so I will stop talking. Okay, and I will start immediately with development. Yes, Yusra, this actually is about the sorry. This is what we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, Mr. Ghassan, I wish you a safe drive. Okay, of course, anytime you are welcome, anytime. Okay, so Yusra, because you are the only one who is interacting with me, I will use your name all the time. Okay, so here in this session, we will create a new module to request a permission to use the company's cars and define the duration. Sometimes, or let's say in some companies, there is cars, a fleet. Okay, they have their own cars. So here in this session, okay, I will show you how to do this. Okay, so do not worry about this. Okay, so here in okay, so the employee needs to use the company's cars. He will create a request which will be approved by the HR officer and HR manager. These are already existed security groups in the system, and we will use them. Okay, and in the future we will learn how to add our groups with their permissions and rules. Okay, also there will be an email that will be sent when the status is updated. So the employee will will be updated when and notified by email when the status is updated each time. Okay, and also we will track the changes in the request. Hello, Mr. Jalal. You are welcome again. Mr. Jalal is one of the most people who are attending almost every sessions. Hello, Mr. Bassam. Also welcome. Okay, guys. In a brief, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel and invite your friends to get the updates in the future. Okay, so I will start immediately. I will not waste more time. I think that you guys maybe already know how to create a new module using the scaffold. Actually, I will do this again. Hi, this is Ata. Hi, Ata. Welcome. Welcome from Dubai. Okay. I will create a new module using the scaffold command, and I will follow this scenario here to create the module, which will create a new model, the views, menu items, some security will be added to, and of course there will be an automated action to send email to the employee to be updated when the status is updated to. Okay, so I will start by creating the module. Okay, guys, again, I'm confirming that if you have any problems with the sound, with the video, with anything, please add your comment here. I'm following your comments all the time. Okay. Okay. So for now, I will move to the folder that contains Odoo. Okay, so I have here the script Odoo-bin. This is, you can think about Odoo-bin as the key or the starting point of Odoo. Whenever you would want to start Odoo, of course, your instance Odoo. Okay, I'm already in the virtual environment Odoo 12. We already created this in a previous session. I think it was the first one. So I will use Odoo-bin. Well, I don't know which command to use. Okay, so I will use help. Okay, with help you have some comments. It will list some comments that you can use, of course, to automate few things. In this session we will be interested in scaffold. Scaffold generates an Odoo skeleton. This will create the files and the structure and hierarchy of the module. Okay, this already done before in another session, but we will do this again. So I will Odoo-bin scaffold. I will name my module employee request. Okay. Now I need to let's say add this module in a specific directory where I keep all my custom modules. So I need to add it in project live sessions, which is here, project live sessions, and we are ready. Now the module is added. Okay, you have it here. As you can see, it's already updated. So once I added the module, it will be added to the hierarchy here or to the project in this in the panel and on the left hand side. Okay, so now usually I start with the manifest file. Okay. Okay, I think I will start the server because I have a question here from Yosra that she cannot add the module. You already created a module, but you cannot see it in your okay, in your instance. Okay, so I will duplicate this configuration we already added before. I will name it employee or okay, and also I will update this one. That should mean that each time you start this instance or the server, it will update this module by default. Okay, so whatever you add in your module, it will be updated when you just restart your service. Okay, every thing else, it should be the same We are using the virtual environment for this instance, so it should be simple. Okay, and now we have this here, and I will start my server. So let's start here. Of course, I will create a new database from scratch. Okay, this is an old database. Okay, manage databases, and I will delete it. Okay, this sometimes happen, but if you just reloaded the page, everything will be fine. I'm not sure why. So I will name it the same employee. And I will keep it admin. In each session, I insist to add my number so that you can find me if you want. This number also is for WhatsApp. Okay, so in English, and I will add demo data for testing. You are welcome, and also all Colombian people. I'm really happy to see you here. Okay, so for now the system is loading, and as you might if you want, of course, to follow up with the log here, we are lucky that there is no error issues. It's all info, so just telling you what is going on. Also, you might need to know that it's loading XML files. Okay, so there's some data in XML files that will be loaded to the database. Odoo, when it starts, it will load the XML files and then use this data directly from the database. It will not read the XML files anymore. Okay, so it will get the data once from XML file and it will not do this again. Okay, so for now I have all the modules installed, and I need to find our modules. I will search just in brief card, and we have employee card request. Yusra, you asked that you do not you were not able to find your module after creating it. Okay, I have this module because it was there when I created the database. So you have this option to add the module to the add-ons pass. Okay, and just create a new database and it will be there. If it's a production database and you do not have the option to create a new one, yes, I will show you this, Mr. Jalal. It's the same question from Yusra. Watchdog. I'm not sure what is watchdog. Okay, but I think we can discuss this later. Okay, Atta. Okay, Mr. Jalal and Yusra, I will show you how to add the modules. If you add the module to the add-ons pass, that as I already did here, and it is not shown in the apps, you need to. Yes, I will show you. Okay, I will create the module, a new module just for testing, but we will come back to the cars module. Let's say that you have already an instance running, as we already have here. Okay, and you want to add a new module, dash pen scaffold. I will add, name it test adding. Okay, of course this module can be, you can get it from OCA or can get it from GitHub, or you just customize it on your side and wanted to push it to your server. There is different scenarios how to get this module. So I will create a new module. Okay, and it should be added here. Okay, so we have test adding. Okay, let's go back here and try to find it. It's not there. So how to add this module? Is this your problem till now? Please, Yusra and Jalal, please confirm so that I can find. I will show you how to solve this. Okay, Yusra had this problem. Mr. Jalal, it's the same problem, right? Okay, excellent. If you are adding a new module to the testing database, sorry, to the add-ons path, you just need to restart the service, okay, and come here to Odoo settings. Okay, I will move this a little bit. Activate the developer mode. Okay, we are here in the apps, update apps list. This was not there when with no developer mode. Okay, so again I will do this. I think I need to remove just well, Yusra, I'm not sure how did you install Odoo actually, because there is different ways. If you use the Apache, okay, so you already have this PyCharm, this installation, as we already did, right? You have the same installation or the same environment as I have here. Am I right? Okay. Anyway, I will assume that you already installed this a week ago, so you should already restarted your computer, the whole machine. You mean this one? Well, this needs to install or let's say edit the configuration and do some setup here. It's already there in a previous session, so it will not be easy to discuss this again. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but you can find a previous session how to install PyCharm. It was the first one, by the way, and you can find it in a playlist for Odoo live sessions. Okay, so here, assuming that you were able to do the installation as I just did, and you restarted the service after adding the module, you need to activate the developer mode. I have this plugin here for Chrome. This will activate the developer mode. As you can see, I have update apps list. Again, I will deactivate the developer mode. There is no update apps list. It's only apps. So I will activate the developer mode. I have some other menus. The most interested one is module update result. Okay, now test adding, and here is a module test adding. This should be how to add the module if it's not listed in the apps view, and you already have it in your add-ons path. So Mr. Jalal and Yusra, I wish you it's clear for you, and I wish that can solve your problem. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jalal. Yusra, I hope that you have the same installation and you can solve it later on by watching this live or this series. Okay, so we have now, I will not use test adding anymore. I will focus on employee card request. Okay, Yusra, you can find here on YouTube. Okay, if you go to my channel, just find this Odoo 12 live session. Again, here created playlist, Odoo 12 playlist. Okay, you will be able to find this one, which is install Odoo on Ubuntu. And here's the description is to install the environment for you. Okay, and also you have a more detailed description about this one. So it's easy. You should only get to my channel and find the playlist for this. Okay, so I'm back here. Okay, guys. Okay, so for now I have this module already here, and okay, it's project and it's employee car request. Usually, what I'm going to do after creating the module is to add it in GitHub. Okay, or even if I will not push it to GitHub, I will keep my changes in the module tracked by Git. Okay, so I will git flow init to create a local repository. Okay, it's not created, yes, because I need to do some configuration here. Git config, I will do it in a minute. This is my personal email, and of course you can access me using this email also. Okay, so now I can create the repository, and it should be easy. Okay. So now I have a repository which contains, or let's say it added here in this module. So I will get add all the files, then I will get commit, adding a message which will add, or let's say just the initial comment. Okay, so now I have a local repository, and I will push this to GitHub. I will create a new repository. You can name it whatever you want, but I will use the same name for the module, and I will add this in the description too. And here we are. So for now, I have two repositories. One is local, which I already did here, as you can see, and the other one here in GitHub itself. So I will now add. I already did the steps for get init and get commit. I already did this. Okay, so I will now. I'm sorry. I will. Okay, and I should be. Oh, okay. Because I did not configure this one. Okay, so it's pushed there in the repository. I will just reload the page, and now we have these modules or the code and everything I'm going to do right now. It will be pushed directly to this repository, and you can find it easily. I will add the link here. Okay, so you can find it easily on GitHub. So after the session, you will be able to pull the module and review the code on your side too. So the first thing I usually do is to adding this manifest file. This manifest file is showing the details about the module and what modules it depends on, and of course the views and so on. Okay, so I will back to Odoo. In a brief, I will add car. I have this module here. So in this name should be more descriptive and be readable. So I will make it like this. Okay, and of course I can add a summary. Okay, and the company, of course, you can add your company and its URL, and the categorization can be HR. Okay, I will zoom in. Okay. Okay, guys, can you see it right now? Do you still have the same problem? Okay, so I think now it's better. So what I already did, I changed the name here, the description. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, so for now I added the summary and the description. You can add more details about the module and what it's really do. And you can add your company URL. Okay, the categorization, I will make it human sources. Okay, and here the dependencies, and we will use it in a few minutes. But what modules that you will use for as a dependency. It based on the requirements and modules you are going, or let's say you need actually to get your module work correctly. Okay, and here are the data files like security views and templates, and we will go through them all. So backing to the scenario I already assumed in YouTube. I think I okay, so here the scenario assumes that there is an employee and he will request a card. So there will be two modules needed by this module to work correctly in this. Okay, so what the first one is for employees. Let's say I will search for employee. So we have this one, employees, and the technical name is HR. So this one is exactly what I need, HR. I will add it here. Okay, and the other one is for cars. Okay, it's fleet module, and we have fleet here, and it's about sorry, its technical name is fleet. So I will also use fleet here. Okay, so I think now my manifest file, which, you know, as I told you, it will describe the module in a brief, and of course dependencies and category and more details about this. Okay, so I will restart my service. I already did using a shortcut. Okay, and let's go back here and find our modules. Okay, everything's still the same. Okay, how to do this? Again, it's updated apps list, which require to activate the developer mode. So again, activate the developer mode after restarting your service and update your apps. Okay, I will reload the page to get the updates. As you can see, the name has been changed. The summary here also changed. Okay, and also the dependencies. Now we have HR and fleet. Okay, so the dependencies are ready to be installed, and this module is ready to be installed also. So again, here you have only apps and settings. When I install this module, okay, it will take a while because it will install HR and fleet first. And I believe that there will be some other modules to be installed because fleet might depend on other modules and HR can also depend on other modules. Okay, and here we have, yes, employees and fleet. So I think we are ready for now to start with adding our models. So here is the fleet showing the vehicles or cars. As you can see, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, and so on, and many other options. Okay. So we already added some details and the dependencies to get our module to work correctly. Let's start with, okay, the terminal will not be shown in this view, so I think I will use this terminal, zooming in, Odoo. So I'm making sure that I'm in correct branch, so I'm in develop, and I have some changes. How to get your changes? You can use get diff. Get diff will show you what you already changed. In this line, I removed this line and added this line. In other words, I already updated this line. And also for the summary, I updated this summary, updated the category, I updated the dependencies. Okay, so I will use get add -p, okay, to choose only what I need to be added to this commit. But I will accept this one, accepting it by using get. So I will come adding a message. Okay, this is a convention used by almost everyone in Odoo community. IMP means improvement. Okay, so I will make it improving the module by adding more details. Okay, so here we already added this, and we can also get log one line to show what we already did before. As you can see, we have improvement and add this. Actually, we already did till now, and of course we will. I will keep showing you the progress and the updated in the log of Git. Okay, so I will start immediately with models. Okay, we have here the models that is already created by scaffold. Okay, but we will not use it, and we will create our own. I think that we already installed the templates that can use, can add everything for you. But actually, I will not do this. Okay, I will create everything from scratch so that I can guide you step by step to understand each line I will add right now. Okay, so I will add a new object in Odoo, or let's say Open Object Framework. The class is named object. Okay, so class here, I will name it our request, and as you can see, you will use the capital letter for each word, and it will be models. It will inherit models.model. I believe that you remember this from the live session, the last live session, when I described the models fields and as a framework. Okay, so I will add name. The name here will be almost the same name of the object, but in dot notation. So it will be car dot request. Okay, this will create a table in database. Okay, with name car underscore request. So for any reason that you will need to use SQL statement or anything like that to go deeper in the database, dive into the database, you can find the table car request. It will be, again, it will just replace dot here by underscore. So okay, I will add description. I will show you what does it mean. Sorry, it's request. And now I think we are ready to add new fields. Okay, Odoo character field. The usual name should be there all the time. I will name it request, and I will make it required because you cannot expect to have any request with no description. Okay, so I will make it true. So let's wait. Okay, no one have any comments. Okay, let's back to the scenario, because as a developer you need to be keep your eyes all the time in the requirements. So here we have the car request, and define the duration, and of course pick the car that you are going to use. So let's back here. Let's start with dates. I will pick date time. Oh, I'm sorry, it's date from. I will duplicate this line and make it date 2, and it will be end date. Okay. Okay. So you remember that there is an attribute to add here. This, let's say, parameter. The parameter is to set the default value for the fields. Okay, so I will get here in Odoo framework. Okay, and in Odoo you find the fields. Let's find, yes, we are already here, date time. We have now, this will return the current date and time. Okay, so whenever you start, let's say try to create a request, it will get the date, or let's say the time for now at the moment you create this model. Okay, so I will make it fields dot date time now. Okay, if you have any questions, please share it with me. Well, this needs to do some scheduling, for the cars and check in the calendar and so on. This a little bit a complicated workflow. So I will try to do this maybe later, but for now I'm doing it, or let's say I'm focusing on making things very simple. Okay, Mr. Jalal, do you think that I'm going so fast? Or how do you think that I can get better with this? Okay, I'm waiting for your answer, please. Okay, so please, if you have any notes, do not hesitate to share it with me. Okay. Um, okay, so let's proceed. So now I have the name, which is, stands for the description, and the date from two. Also, we need to add two more fields for employee and for the car. Okay, and it will be, of course, many to one, so that it will be only one employee who will create this request. Okay, so here's the cool model name. Okay, which, or let's say the target field, I'm sorry, it's target model or table in database that you will link to. Okay, let's find it here in Odoo. It's HR employee. You can find it here in the URL. Okay, because you need these guys here to be listed in your field and used in the relation. Okay, and here is the name that will be displayed. And of course, it's required because it does not make sense to have a request with no employee. Okay, and let's add minute one also, because he will request for one car. Okay, I will name it car ID, and here is the cool model name. Again, how to get the list of cars. You need to go to Odoo again and find in the fleet. You have here this vehicles, this list. Okay, I will remove. Okay, you have the list of vehicles here, and just make it simple to find the object here. Okay, in URL you can find model equal. That's it. So I will copy this. Okay, and car, and also does not make sense to have a request with no car. Okay, so we already now have all the fields listed. Okay, and what I'm going to do to add these in the views. Okay, so in the views here, again, we have the code that already automated by default by scaffold command. So what I'm going to do is to remove all this code. This time for XML, I will add this automatically. but of course I will not for the form view and tree view actions and menus. What I'm going now is to create a new record with ID and model, and here we are. So for beginners, even for for professional guys, you can think about this like I'm going to tell you a story about this actually. Let's say that XML is some sort of databases, okay, and you are trying to move the data from this database, which is XML, to Postgres. So you are telling the Odoo framework to create a new record in database for Odoo. Okay, this is a sequence. So each time you have data, you will have a record. Okay, this means that you are creating a new record in database for this model that we are going to add right now. So in Odoo, create a new data, and here is the record. Okay, so for now we are creating a form view, and it's URI.view. Okay, and here is the ID. This should be unique per module. Okay, make sure that it's all the time unique. Okay, and now in the records, of course, you have some fields. Okay, the first field is name. The second field is model. Okay, the second field is type. Well, I think I missed this one, so let's do form. Oh yes, it's okay. It's the name arc and type equal XML. So I'm typing it from here. Okay, guys. So I will delete this one. Okay. So here I will create a new sheet. I'm sorry, it's form view, so I need to add form and its description. I will make it, let's say, car request form. Okay, so for now I have a form view, but for what? For car dot request. Okay, it's still no notes. Okay, let's come back here. Usually, to add the name for this record, you use the same ID but in dots. So you can of course type whatever you want. You can make it like that, view car request, whatever you want. But I will use the usual, or let's say, request form, the usual notation to add this. Okay. So again, if you are creating a form, there is a sheet. Okay, how to think about this? Here you have this sheet that contains all the data inside the form view. So again, we have the form view and we have a sheet, this rectangle. Okay, so I will come here and add a sheet. Okay, so here in the sheet, I can add all the fields I need. Everything else I can add in this sheet. So I will add form title, because I did not keep this in my mind, so I will add this in this way. So it adds a title, a new div with class OE title and the name, and this name will be shown only in edit mode. Okay, something like this. If you have model, it's disappeared because it shows only in edit mode. Okay, this is the case. Okay, so we need to add the placeholder, which is request. So we added the name. Also, we have some other fields. We have date from, date to, and employee cars. Okay, I will come back here. I will add group. This will be nested groups. The first one will be for dates. And the other one will be date 2. And adding the employee ID and also the car ID. So for now, I have added all the fields in the form view. I will do the same for tree view, but it will be time waster if I added everything again from scratch for the tree view. But you can think about it, it's the same. So it's a new record that contains some fields, and here just the one of the main difference about the form view and tree, it's this tag. Here it's tree, but in the form view it's only form. Okay, and of course we will add the same description, which will be car requests. Okay, car request tree. And here the model will be car request. This is a model in the models files. Okay, I'm just confirming this, and I will add here okay. I will copy this for ID as I just mentioned. Usually it's the same, but keep in mind this ID should be should use underscores, not dots. Okay, also I will add the dates here. Date 2. I think the employee should be here just to organize in a right way. And I will keep also the car here. Okay. Okay. So all the fields now is created for this request. Now I will add the action. So what is the action? The action is, let's say, the XML or the record that is responsible that to be executed once you click this button. So whenever you click, let's say, vehicle odometers, okay, how Odoo will get these views, it's about using the actions. So when you click this, the actions will be executed. So I will add, okay, view action. If you are using the templates, this will add this for you. Okay, but keep in mind that it's model here, it's not the same here. So this record will be created in the table IR underscore actions underscore act window, which is not IR underscore UI view. Okay, I'm saying I underscore because I'm talking about the database. Okay, so let's come here and add car request, and I will, it's preferred to start with actions, with action underscore, and then name it whatever you want, car request use. Okay, so here the REST model, it's almost the same as the model here. I mean the same behavior, and also it refers to the objects in the Python file here in models. So now, and also I will create a description that it will be shown only if you have no cars in the view, in your database. So I will add a simple description. Okay, and finally we will create the menu items. Okay. Okay, for let's say for this template you have 3 menu items. For the first one is the root, and it will be the most parent menu here, like this one, like fleet. Okay, so I will, it also prefer to start with menu. So here menu bar request I will keep it root. I will also create the menu with name request. Okay. Sequence, it's the order where should it be shown. So for example, here in this menu we have employees then fleet. Employees has a less sequence, okay, than fleet. So it might be 10 for employees and 15 or 50 for fleet. Okay, so please, if you are still following, guys, please let me know. If you have any problems, also let me know. Okay, so as you can see, here's the description for this root menu item. Okay, it will appear in the upper bar. Of course, this description was about the previous versions of Odoo. Okay, and that's why it does not need no parent or actions. Okay, so there is no attributes here for parent or actions. Okay, and the other type of menus is the category one. Okay, so what does it mean, categories? It's the menus that showed here. That's exactly. Okay, thank you, Mr. Abdulatif, for the confirmation. Okay, so vehicle here is a category that contains other menus below. Okay, so you can think about this. I will show also how to menu or request. I also will use the same name, and of course you can use different names. And here is the parent. It should be the ID for the parent menu. Because I'm in the same module, I will use this one, and I need it always to be the first one. Okay, and finally the menu item action that will, when you click it, it will trigger this action and shows the 3 and 4 views that we already created for car request. Okay, so I will have the parent. This time I will use this parent here, and the sequence also will be 1, and the action to be triggered when you click this menu. Here we are. So now when you click this menu, it will trigger this action. Okay, and of course it will show the 3 and 4 view if you already had them. Okay, okay, I will use the same name, and of course I need to add a unique ID. All the time, if you have ID, it should be unique. At least there's a module. Okay, so menu. Okay, so for now I have already added the models. Okay, I mean the object in file models, and I already added it in views. So this is the time to test what we already did. Okay, by the way, it will not be shown when I restart the service. It will not. Okay, thank you, Mr. I'm not sure about your name. Is this your name? I think no. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Actually, there is a plan for Udemy courses, but I'm still busy with live sessions. So there is a plan. Wish me luck with this. Okay, thank you for your kind comment. You mean reports? If you mean Q web reports, I think we will do this very soon. Okay, in the live sessions also. Okay, so again, I will come back here. If we restarted the service, it should work. If there is no mistyping, if there is no errors, it should work. But actually, it will not work because we still have one step to get it work. Okay, so I restarted the service, and also we have -u here to update the module. So the module is updated. If you did not add this option here, you might need to go to apps, find your module. Okay, and upgrade the module. Of course, if you did not add -u in PyCharm when you restart your service. Okay, so car requests is not here. As I told you, there is one step needs to be done. But if you checked the technical data, for example, you have two views, form view and tree view, and in the features or installed features, you have the menus. So it seems that everything is okay. It's everything is created in the database. Also, if you want to check if everything is correctly done, and this at this moment, I need your full attention, please, because I'm going to check all my work right now. Okay, so I will go to models. I will, in a brief, I will search for car, but of course you can search for car request, and here we are. Okay, so here we have the model description. Again, model description. I will show you where we did this. We already did this here. Okay, and here's the model car request, and others are okay, I'm sorry. We have the apps here. This is a module, and if you inherit this model in somewhere else, it will be also shown a comma separated list of modules. This is a good question. Actually, I recommend to choose the most stable one. Personally, I believe that Odoo 10 is the most stable one until now. Odoo 11 also works good. I'm talking about the real, or let's say, big projects. So if you are going to do something big, I think Odoo 10 will do the job for you. And also keep in mind that Odoo, as you just mentioned, it suppressed a lot of features. So when you go to older versions, it will be much better. Okay, so let's focus again. So all the fields that I already added, like ID, car ID here, it's already created. Date to employee ID and the name. Other fields are called magic fields. It will be created automatically, like create date, which describe when this object is created, and create UID, who did create this one. The display name, we will get this in the next live sessions in the future, because it a little bit tricky, and of course we will add more details about this. We will discuss it more later. ID, of course, it's an integer field at its auto incremental field, and it should be the most basic one. And now we have write date and write UID. It's last updated on, and it describes the date when the last updated on is done. And of course, write UID, and also the last update was done by who. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. Let's proceed with the last step to get our work visible in Odoo. It's by adding security rules. And keep in mind, this is one of the differences between Odoo 12 and all the previous versions. If you are working on Odoo 11, what we are already done is enough to show the menus and start working with the models. But in Odoo 12, this is one of the new differences in Odoo 12, that you need to add the access rights here in this CSV file. Okay, so I will start by double click here. This is the ID. I will make it simple. So access, by the way, you need to keep it starting with access. It should start with access. And here is the description. I also will keep it as is, and I will, here's a model. How I do know this, because it starts with model. If you remove this, it will not work. Okay, so it should be model car. What I did, oh, I'm sorry. Model car request. Okay, and for this I will add the full permissions. What I mean by full permissions, as you can see here, we have permission to read, permission to write, permission to create, and unlink. Unlink stands for deleting. Okay, so I will add full permission. So it will be 1. Now I added these permissions. The last and final step is to uncomment this line so that Odoo can find this file and reads the configuration inside the CSV file. So I will restart the service again, and I will come back to Odoo. All I need is to refresh the page. Thank you, Hamza. You are welcome all the time. Okay, now we have call request here. This menu item is the most parent one, and here is the category, and now we have this view. Also, keep in mind, if you have no records in this view, this will show the messages here. So the class OE, which stands for OpenERP, and they are still using OE for this, and no content create. So it will add this call request and click to add a request. This also will be the message to be added here. So now when you click create, okay, it will be this is what already did in the views. Okay, guys, till now, do you have any problems? Please share it with me if you have any problems. Do you have anything in your mind? I still need to proceed with the workflow. Yes, it's very, very, very sad actually, but we have nothing to do about this. Okay, I think Mr. Jalal, you're still following. Mr. Atam, Hamza, anyone else? Do you have any notes? Okay, I will proceed. Okay, guys. So for now, I will do something from scratch. I will create a new record. As you can see, this is the time for now. Currently on my. Thank you, Mr. Atam, Mr. Abdulatif. Thank you all. Okay, so as you can see, this is the time right now. So if I create, it will be added today. This is the default. Okay. Yes, Mr. Jalal, it's available, but it's not. There is a lot of features already removed. But I'm not the functional, so I will not be the best one to answer this question. Okay, guys. So I will proceed now. So we have the request. You can do whatever. I will request for BMW car. Actually, I love this car. Okay, you can change the date to be, let's say, the 1st of November. Okay, and for 10 days, for example. And of course, you can change the time from here and do whatever you want. Okay, so I will keep it like this, and the employee, I will add the employee and add BMW car. Now we have a request, and the request is done here. Yes, this needs a lot. Okay, this needs some work, and of course we will answer this during the work. Okay, so let's back here. I will proceed with the scenario I already added here in the description. So okay, the employee needs to add the request, then confirms that request and starts with the validation and approval process. Of course, that's exactly what we are going to do right now. Okay, so but first I need to now commit my work again. I'm insisting to use get while I'm working, because this will help you a lot to track your issues and log your work all the time. So what I'm going now is to get add -p. Okay, we will start with security. I will refuse this one by adding n. This one yes, and no. Okay, get add. Commit. I'm adding a message for what I'm already added. Okay, and also I will proceed by adding other changes. Oh, yes, and yes. So we have nothing. When I used get def, there is no more changes. So for now, I will get push, develop branch. Now I have pushed this to GitHub, so you can find it here in in GitHub. If you check the comments, okay, and here's the changes we already did. Okay, let's go back. In models, you can find in the models what we already did. Okay, guys, I just want to confirm that everything is working fine and everything is pushed so that you can follow this. Again, I will share the URL with you so that you can find the code if you want to get it. Okay, so let's proceed. Now I'm going to add the status for the workflow. The workflow in Odoo is all about the status. Okay, workflow is just tracking the status of the current document. When I say document, I mean um, this is a document. It's a record in database. This is a document. Okay, so I will add state. By the way, what I just did is I typed Odoo selection, and this is what you get. Okay, so I will name it status. According to the scenario we have the status draft, and have the status confirm when the user confirms his request. And I will add, let's say, validate. That will be done by the HR officer. Then also the officer can also refuse or reject this request. So I will add also here the last status. Let's say it's approved. Well, and here is the default value. I will add default. Okay, before I add the default value for this field, okay, and as I just did for the date default value, it means that when you hit create button, it will show you, or let's say it will populate the field with the default value as you added the description here or the expression here. Okay, so the default here, it's about adding the value that will be in the database, not the displayed one. So we have in each of these tuples, we have the first one, draft. This will be in database and you will keep using it in your code. And this one is just for displaying it for the user in the form view. So I will use this one, draft. Oh, I'm sorry. I will type it again. For default, it will be draft. So again, this one will be in the database, the first item in the tuple, and the second one will be it will be used for displaying. By default, it will be draft. Okay. Let's go back. So I added the states. let's go again to views. The status should be listed in form view. So again, we have the form view and we have sheet inside this form view. Again, this form view, and we have the sheet inside this. I'm doing this actually, I'm doing this actually right now. Okay, so here we add, I'm sorry, again, in the form view, we have sheet. In UI, you can think about this. We have the form view, inside it I have the sheet. We need to add this status here outside the sheet. Okay, this is how you think about the structure. I'm just trying to make it simple for you. So it will be Odoo header, and keep in mind again, it's outside or before the sheet itself. Okay, so here we can add the buttons, but I will not right now, but we will add the field with a widget and the status visibility. It means the states that will be showed by default. So by default, I will have draft. Okay, I forget them. It's very great. And confirm or validate. Okay, I will cut this one, confirm and validate. This one actually does not work each time, so I will remove it because again it does not work for me. I'm not sure why. Okay, so now I have added the status to this view. I will restart the service, as you can see here in the log, and again keep in mind that the module will be updated each time I restart the service, which means that XML files will be reloaded to the database, Postgres database. Okay, I will refresh Odoo to find the changes. As you can see, it's already added here. Okay, again, if you created a new record, the draft by default will be added, and the today field also will be added. Okay, I will discard this one, and I will start to add the buttons here to proceed with the workflow. Okay, for the first one, let's say that the user has already added his own request and it's in draft. So I will add confirm. This will be showed. I will explain this in a minute, so don't panic. Okay. Here, this is a button of type object, and if it's type object, it means that the name here is a Python method that will be executed when and it will be triggered when you click on this button. Okay, and this string is a string. It will be shown with the button, so it will be named confirm button. Okay, this is a state where this button should be shown or displayed only in the state draft. In other states, it will be hidden. Okay. Now we have class UI highlight, and you can think about it. It's used for the buttons. The buttons, let's say, it is the logical next step in the workflow. Okay. So I still need to add this in the models. Okay, so what I did right here, again, in the views, I will start from 0. This button of type object, it will trigger this method in Python. So I had to add this in Python. We have confirm request. When you click this button, it will set the status or change the value for state to confirm. It means that it will be confirmed. Okay. So I will restart the service again and try to find the updates here. So we have draft, we have the button confirm. So the user will be able to confirm his request once he is done with the creation. Okay, so here we go. He clicks confirm and the status changes to confirm. We will do the same for other states. Okay, so now I will create another one. Let's start again with the views. This would be better actually. I will duplicate this one. Now it's the officer work where he can validate request, validate. And again, this is the next logical step. So it will be OE highlight. And this should be seen when he confirm. So once in states confirm, it will be shown, and also it will be an object, which means it's a Python method. So I will copy this one, go back to models, just the same. There's nothing new I'm doing right now, just repeating myself. So this will change the status to validate. I will copy it. Okay, so for now I have this button should work. Okay, but I still, for the officer also, I will add, actually I will duplicate this one. Which is refuse. Okay, this, normally officers should not, or let's say would not actually to refuse the request. So it's not the logical step, or let's say the logical next step. So I remove the UE highlight, and I will show you how this will be shown. Also, it will be shown, or let's say this button will be displayed in confirm state, and also it is a type of object. So when you click refuse, it will again run or trigger this method in Python. So I will back here, API dot multi. Okay, so for now, okay, so we have the confirm, validate, and refuse. This for the employee who will create this request, and now we have validate and reviews, which is for the officer. Again, I will check this versus the requirements, or what we already have here in the requirements. Employee can create the request and confirm it, and the officer can validate or refuse the request. Okay, and we will come back to the HR manager at the end. Actually, we still have a lot of work to be done right now. So I will restart the service. Okay, so here's in confirm state we have validate or refuse. Keep in mind that validate is the next logical step. So it's in I'm not sure about the color. I do not know. Let's say and move. I'm not sure. Okay, purple. I'm sorry, it's purple. So we have validate in purple because it's in the logical next step. Refuse. Okay, it's not in purple because it's not the logical next step. So now I will validate, and we are done. Okay, I will create another one. And I will add employee. The employee should be automatically updated. Okay, I understand this. Okay, and here is the date. Confirm, and of course you can refuse, but refuse is not listed here. Yes, it's not listed here because in the views I did not add refuse. here. Okay, but once you click on refuse, it will appear. So you can notice this, it's appeared. Okay, so we have a comment here. That's exactly what I was explaining right now. Refuse by default will not be shown. Okay, as you can see here, when I create also, it will not be here. Okay, so how to, let's say, list the states you want to be shown by default? It's here, status visible. Just add all the status you want to be added, and it will be shown in the form view by default. Okay, and refuse, of course, will not is not one of these values. That's why it's not here by default. Okay, okay. So let's proceed now. It's the turn of the manager at API dot. I'm sorry, dot multi. For now, I'm doing it in from the next. Sorry, from the other side. I mean, in starting from Python. So it's a request. Okay. Let's go back to XML file. I will duplicate this one. And let's say approve. So for now we have approve request. This will be approved to, and because it's the logical next step, so it will be in purple. The states, it should be in validate, or say in validate, yes, validate. Okay, so okay, again, the manager also should be able to refuse this request if he wants to. So this states will be, or sorry, this button to refuse will be shown when it's confirmed by the employee and validated by, okay, the officer. Okay, so I will show you again how this is done. These are required fields, so I will not be able to ignore them. Okay, validate should be shown. Yes, that's exactly what I did. So validate is for officer. Ah, yes, you are talking about groups. That, yes, we will come to this right now. That's why I, in the description, I used HR employee, HR officer. It means that we will use existing groups to approve, or let's say to go through this process. Of course, we will do this right now. Okay, so here's a confirmation. Okay, and if it's validated, okay, we did not restart the service, I believe, because it does not work. Yes, now it's shown. Okay, I will do this from scratch again. List 2, adding the employees and the car. Okay, so the user, okay, is has done with the creation, and of course he can confirm it. Now it's the officer turn. Of course, we will test this against the users and groups right now. Okay. Okay, just a minute, Mr. Rata, you are going too fast. I will explain everything. If I did not in this session, I will do for sure in the next sessions, okay? So for now, this is the officer work. He will be able to validate. And now for the manager, he can approve or refuse, okay? And once it's approved by the manager, everything is done, okay? So let's stop for a minute for okay, I will add the tracking. Okay, what I mean by tracking here, this should be a chatter where you can add your messages, you add your tracking the status, tracking the aggregation, whatever you want, it will be listed here. Okay, so this can be obtained by inheriting inherit mail thread. Should be simple, that's why I will make it in fast. Okay, and in the views, actually in the form view, form social. Okay, so I inherit mail thread, and here in the views added this. I will make it again, Odoo form social. This will add this for you. All you need is to restart and come back here. Okay, I think I messed something up. Ah, yes, it should be inside form view. Okay. So again, it should be outside cheat, but inside form view. That's why it, messed up like this. Okay, so for now you can send messages, add in followers, do whatever you want here in the chatter. You can send messages, whatever, say hi. Very simple. Okay, so but for now we need to track the status. So if anyone updates the status, it should be logged here in the chatter below. So I will go to models. Okay, I will add the option track. I'm gonna change. I think I missed. Okay, I will. Actually, I do not keep anything, everything in my mind. So I will try to find an example for track visibility. Okay, it's track visibility on a change. So yes, it should be correct. Okay, I will restart and create a new one to check if the track visibility is working fine. As you can see, it creating a new record. So now the tracking has been started. Okay, I'm just get this name saved. Okay, so car request is created, and we now can also log the name for who did this, and the status is set to draft. Now confirm. Okay, it will show you, okay, from to the status, the old value and the new value. Validate again, it will be also tagged that is changed from confirm to validated, and approve. Okay, we are using this user mutual admin. If you using another one, it will be listed also. Okay, so here I think let's go back to check the requirements. We already done with the tracker. We already added by adding the workflow, but we still need to add the groups to these buttons, as just Mr. Atta has asked for, to show these buttons only for certain groups, not for everyone. Okay, so let's go back here. In this case, I think I will add a new, let's say I will log in using demo user. Okay, and the demo user should be a normal employee. Okay, I think it's not added here as a normal employee. The 12 has many changes actually. Okay, so I will create. Okay, paste. Yes, of course we can do this, but we already spent we are around 2 hours, so I'm not sure if we can include this, because we still have a lot to do. So if we did not do this in this session, I will do in the next session. Usually this name will be auto populated by the sequence. Okay, so I will add this of course later on. Okay, So here this employee can confirm, but we still have these buttons which should be shown only for the officers and managers. So I will add this here in the views. Okay, let's check the name here. It's okay, officer and manager. I don't know, I need to add the XML IDs for, it should be groups. Okay, and something should be added here, which is the ID for this groups, or the groups I want to add here. Actually, I do not keep it in my mind. I don't know which XML should I use. Actually, so I will search for officer. Okay, and it should be located in HR actually. So yes, it should be this one. Okay, I will copy this and make sure that you find it. I mean the main module, which is HR here. So HR dot officer for the XML ID for officer. Okay, and also for the refuse or reject button, it should be, something is clipping me. Okay, I think I got a new subscriber. That's really great. I got a notification, and okay, let's proceed. And we have the same user for the refusing button. Okay, so let's start the service and make sure that this user is not is a normal employee. So these buttons, when I reload the page, should be removed. Okay, so it's removed because this user is not an officer. Okay, if I make it make this user as an officer and come back here, refresh, the buttons will be there. Okay, again, mark demo, which is, I will make it like this and minimize this one. Okay, here this is the user, and this one I logged it here with using this user. If he is an officer, you would be able to show to see these buttons. If I make him something, nothing, which should be a normal employee, if I refresh this, the buttons will be removed. Okay, so I will make him an officer and I will save it, reload and validate. Okay, this buttons is showed also for officer. Okay, and for normal users. Actually, I need to limit the access for this one also, but only for let's say the manager. Again, I don't know where to find the manager, so I believe that it should be in the same file. Yes, this one. So I will add it here for the approval button. Okay, and here for the refuse button. Okay. So here as an officer, mark demo should not see these buttons here. So I will reload. He can see refuse. This is not only also the case, it should be removed because he already validated this. Okay, let's add the manager, save, and come back here and refresh. So mark demo now can approve because he has the permission to do so, because he's now a manager. Okay, so let's close this one and proceed with the normal. Okay, let's get back and check here this requirements. We already did this for already the security groups, and the workflow is satisfied. The chatter is added also. Now we need to add the email or notify the user by sending an email once the status is updated. Okay, this will need to add, this will, everything will be done in the UI. I will not use biochar anymore. So something is named, or let's say a module named automated actions. Okay, which is yes, this one, automated action rules. This needs to be installed. And let's go to settings, and of course make sure that debug mode or developer mode is activated. Let's go back to this menu, automated actions. Here in automated actions, you can create your own automated actions that will send an email on updating the status for car request. Okay, so I will name it car request. Let's say send email when validate. Okay, this model. Okay, so this is just a description. Now I will try to find car request, and we are lucky because it's already there, the first one. Okay, the trigger condition on updating. Okay, so once it's updated, because changing the value in the state is about updating the value in this field or this column, and if you're talking about the database. Okay, so we have different actions, but we still, you know, interested in sending an email. But of course you can execute Python code to do something. You can create a new record somewhere. You can update the same record by changing the other values in the same record. Execute several actions, you know, to send the email, and Python code and execute Python code in the same time, and doing a few things. You can also add followers. You can create new next activity. But anyway, I will focus on sending an email. Now I will add the template for this email. Say this will apply for car requests. Okay, and hi, I will add his name. And of course, you can add here the emails for the user who will receive this email. But I did not configure my outgoing email servers in Odoo, so I will ignore this one. But here in car request, okay, let's search for employee. Yes, and find his email, his work email. Okay, this will create a placeholder for you. So let's back here to emails. From, I will ignore this one. That's exactly what I meant when I said I will ignore this one. So to email, this will send an email to the employee's work email. Okay, so I want to add his name here in the email template. So hi, you know, someone. So I will add his name. So employee, get his name. Let's say his display name. And again, it's a placeholder is changed. So I will add his name here. So your request is validated. So I will add his request name actually also. So let's come back here. So I have, yes, car request display name. That's exactly what I need. So I car request display name content. So let's preview this. Okay, so here, hi, whatever the name of the employee, and your request is validated and the name of the request. Let's get PMW request. As you can see, also the user. This will be the email that will be sent when the user or let's say the request is validated. So I will let's skip this one and save. And okay, these are the domains. This is very important. This will define when, if the record is updated, when to trigger this action and send the email. So from, of course, it will, the status will be, this is from status, or the status it comes from. So the status is confirm, save, and here I will, this is applies on, let's say, the status that it will move to. Add filter, the status is validated. Okay, so normally in the status confirm, the officer will validate. So once it's validated, okay, this action will be triggered. It will work on, or applies on the model call request, and it will be triggered on update, and it will send an email for this update. Okay, and this is the email template to be used for this one. Okay, so I will validate, save it, and come back to the call request. I will request for the Audi car, for example, and here is the date, and okay, and the Audi car, here we are. So as you can see here in the chatter, we are okay. If I confirm this, it's also following or tracking the status. Now it's the officer who will validate. By the way, I'm an admin right now, so I have all the buttons working. All the buttons are working for me. Okay, so I just wanted to confirm this. So when I validate this, an email will be sent, okay, to the user. Okay, as you can see here, hi, your requests, which is Audi car, is confirmed. Sorry, it's validated. I'm sorry. So let's go back to settings to check the emails. Okay, we have here in the email here. Okay, it seems that it's unnamed because I think I forgot to add the subject for this email. So I will go to templates, find this one for car requests. Yes, I forgot to add the subject for this one. So I think I will add the same text here, and it will work. It will get the request name, and it will add it. Okay, so let's go back to the request and validate our work. So an email will be sent to the employee, and we just check this one. Okay, each user, I mean the buttons will, I'm sorry, the users will, each user will show, will see his own buttons once he, of course, in his own turn. The changes in the status will be tracked also here. Okay, we already created the model and views, menu items. Okay, so I believe that we are done with this. We already spent 2 hours. Okay, and I started to lose my focus. Okay, so please, I will start by getting a suggestion for the next session. Please, if you have anything in your mind, Mr. Alwi, I will work on the sequence, of course. We will go deeper for security rules, because this session is about only the basics. So I just wanted to explain it for you. But of course, we will go to sequence. We will go deeper for security rules, and of course sending emails can be done in the code itself. If we can do this, what I did with base automation or automated actions, we can do this by code. But for now, I did it for you in the UI. This is technical still, and the developer should be able to do this. So for now, I will push the changes I did for this model until you are getting your questions or notes. If you have any, please do not hesitate to share it with me. Okay, I'm adding the comments message to on GitHub. So please, if you have any questions, if you have any suggest for the next sessions, please do not hesitate to add it here in the chatter. I'm getting nothing from you guys. Are you still following? Please confirm if you are still following. Okay, I got nothing from you, but I will proceed by confirming that we already pushed the updates to GitHub. We have 7 commits. All of them are explained already in the session. And for now, even the changes in the models, which contains the status and the methods, is already done here. We will come back to the views. Also for the views, it's also contains the buttons and even the groups. Also, it's already listed here. Okay, the chatter also is here, so you have all the code I had written in this session. So do not hesitate to get this code if you want, of course. Let's go back here. Okay, in this next session, I will add the sequence as Mr. Always just suggested. If you have anything in your mind, please do not hesitate to share it with me. You already have my email, so and of course I added my number when I created this database. So of course you can WhatsApp me if you want to share whatever you have in your mind. If you have any question that you think that it will be useful to be discussed in the sessions, also it will be welcomed. Also at the end, because I do not get anything from you, if you like my video, please do not hesitate to hit like. This will help me to know if you like my work or not. Okay, do not hesitate to invite your friends to my channel, subscribe, and enable the notification to get new the updates when I add the scheduling or adding new scheduled live sessions in the future. So I think I will leave now. Thank you and see you in the next sessions.